So hi again and welcome to our webinar on product information management. Today we'll be covering the fundamentals of PIM and how a structured approach to managing products can help business operations. At the end of the session, we'll be holding a short Q&A, so please do send your questions through via the chat function and we'll answer as many questions as we can at the end of the presentation. So my name is Alex Story and I'm the Marketing Manager at TrueCommerce UK, and I'm joined today by my colleague David Grosvenor, who is going to take us through the webinar today. At this point, I'll pass the reins over to David and let him introduce himself.
Thank you, Alex, and welcome everyone. As Alex has mentioned, the objective of today's session is to cover the fundamentals of PIM and how a structured approach to managing products can help business operations. But before we continue, should we first question if PIM is just another three-letter acronym that's been created by the IT industry to drive additional sales? Well, I believe that in this case, there is a real need to organize and enhance product data to help manage the changes that we're seeing in the way of businesses having to adapt to evolving market conditions. Product information management provides a pragmatic solution for that need. So if you take away the fact that it's another three-letter acronym to digest, this really does have something valuable to offer for almost every business. During the session today, I'll explain what a PIM is, run through the market forces that are driving PIM adoption, cover the primary benefits considering strategic, tactical and some operational views, go on to explain some of the typical business qualifiers and situations where we use the use of a PIM could be beneficial, and finally summarize how the TrueCommerce PIM can help you do business in every direction. So what is PIM? Well, PIM, or Product Information Management, is an organized method to source, organize, manage and distribute product attributes throughout an enterprise and also amongst organizations' value chain. A PIM solution enables organizations to gather product information from multiple sources, correct errors, enhance attributes, and publish at the end of the day to multiple channels in a systematic manner. If we look at some of the market forces driving PIM adoption that we see today, digital transformation continues to reshape today's retail landscape, putting far more power into the hands of consumers. And so retailers and manufacturers alike have to leverage a variety of channels to maximize brand awareness and sales potential. Of all the forces that are driving the interest in PIM, probably the most powerful is the continued growth in e-commerce sales. Omnichannel commerce places far more pressure on organizations, that's brands and merchants, to possess and share significantly more information, including imagery, videos, customer testimonials, manuals, etc., that will ultimately help buyers discover and purchase their products. Social media platforms have opened up new important digital channels that brands need to leverage to build exposure and influence sales. They help to promote target messaging to micro segments, which requires well-organized product data and with many attributes to complement various demographics. We see that large e-commerce companies like Amazon, eBay, Alibaba, and others have dramatically reduced the complexity of expanding e-commerce into foreign markets. They rely on product data that can be easily adapted for language, currency, and cultural subtleties. Content complexity is a challenge for all organizations who receive content from multiple sources, which often lacks completeness, quality, and consistency. There's a real need to use tooling that can help clean, optimize, and deliver content to the ever-growing list of channel partners. If we look at regulatory mandates, they're increasing for product safety information, disclosure of nutrients, allergens, fair market practices, product traceability, and so on. And this necessitates additional item attributes that must be enforced. And last but not least, brand differentiation is becoming increasingly important for organisations who are competing to be recognised in less traditional marketplaces. So looking at some of the primary benefits that could be offered by a PIM, we should consider looking at strategic, tactical, and operational. Firstly, looking at strategic, there's a growing need for manufacturers, brands, and merchants to expand their assortment to provide a more comprehensive range in the search for incremental sales. As assortment expands, the level of complexity increases exponentially, especially when considering the broadening base of attributes that have to be managed and the variety of channel content that needs to be published. Expanding your assortment with dropship suppliers is also a common strategy to offer customers a wider variety of options and increase sales without having to own the stock. A PIM solution opens up the possibilities of offering an endless aisle type experience by allowing the retailer to offer far more products than it would be economical to normally stock. We look at digital selling, where it's obviously vital to provide a uniform customer experience across a wide variety of formats and channels. And this is a daunting task and could serve as a barrier to entry for brands. Curating content with a single system empowers manufacturers and brands to experiment with selling into new channels and markets by dramatically reducing the barriers to entry for their product assortment. Again, a PIM solution empowers an organization to optimize product content once and then consistently synchronize content across all relevant channels with far less effort and disruption placed on an organization. Speed to market is especially important for organizations selling globally, where they have to prepare content for multiple regional markets. In an increasingly competitive environment, reducing the time to launch new products and expand assortments is a strategic advantage. Now, if we look at some of the tactical and operational benefits, we've already mentioned complexity, but it shouldn't be underestimated as the depth and breadth of product attributes continues to expand based on changing market conditions and industry regulation. The combination of these two forces places more pressure on organizations to solve the challenge they may not fully understand and appreciate that they have. Centralizing the management of product information provides far greater control to help manage both complexity and legal compliance, which is becoming an increasingly important requirement. Audit trails for edits and approvals for content are dealt with in a systematic manner with built-in checks and balances. So in a world where we have all organizations are trying to increase revenues, it's been proven that provision of good product information results in improved sales. An Aberdeen Group research report identified that companies using a PIM experience up to 20% increase in product sales through improved conversion rates with their e-commerce business. By optimizing product content, brands and merchants are able to get their products discovered more effectively and offer the breadth of information a buyer seeks when searching for an item. Defining more effective keyword search items, product descriptions, SEO tags, imagery, listing order, and other content helps optimize the placement of items across channels and in unique buyer segments. Upselling and cross-selling can also become more effective by establishing relationships between specific products in a portfolio. Better product information not only leads to more sales, it can also lead to fewer product returns, by up to 23% according to HALA. This is especially relevant for the fashion industry, but also valid for others too. Finally, because PIMs offer a consistent and systematic way to manage product information, they eventually reduce the overall cost to a business in managing their product content. Not only do organizations have to deploy less resources per product, but the overall quality of product information increases as a result, which leads to improved product turnover and a reduction in returns. The Aberdeen Group sees an overall drop of around 67% in labour costs in its research by letting the supplier do some of the work and also outsourcing product enrichment and cleansing tasks, which are made easier when working with a central PIM. So to summarise, a PIM can be a major contributor towards achieving both cost reduction and sales improvement. If we look at some of the symptoms where a PIM could be of benefit, generally speaking, as the size of an organisation's product assortment expands, the level of complexity and resources required to manage the product information using such things as spreadsheets grows to a point where the job becomes difficult to manage, doesn't scale, and can become an impediment to growth. Also, for organisations that have frequent changes in their product assortments, managing the frequent bursts in new products presents similar challenges to those with large volumes. The effort required to continually update may become too time-consuming to get product content published to all digital channels. Product complexity is also a key factor to look out for when products have many attributes and are part of large portfolios. Working in spreadsheets becomes too costly, especially when taking into consideration the potential impact of mistakes and the higher likelihood for returns. Selling into new geographies presents new challenges, including translating product information to local languages, currencies, units of measures, cultural preferences, and so on. A PIM helps organisations manage the wide variety of product information they must now manage to successfully promote sales in international markets. If an organisation finds its assortment is expanding, whether in store, online, or both, then sourcing product information from a diverse community of suppliers will start to present a fairly large obstacle to manage without the help of a PIM. And finally, organisations committed to growing across the variety of digital channels available in today's marketplace find they're delivering product content to each of those channels in their expected format is quite complex. This forms a barrier to success for smaller emerging brands and is another scenario where a PIM can help to release latent potential. So if we look at the TrueCommerce PIM, it has many attributes that could be used to help organisations with the management of their product information. Some of these are listed here, and I'd just like to take a few moments to look into each of these in slightly more detail. So one thing that is pretty unique to the TrueCommerce PIM is the ability to leverage the TrueCommerce ecosystem by connecting to your entire retailer network, digital marketplaces, online storefronts, and your internal back office systems. This leverages the wider TrueCommerce ecosystem, and which we believe is a pretty unique place in the market at the moment. It facilitates one version of the truth for all product content in a single solution to source, validate, enrich, and publish syndicated content to all channels and internal systems. It's highly scalable, suitable for SMB and enterprise organizations alike, with the ability to start small and grow without the need to upgrade or move to an alternative platform. Simple onboarding and orchestration facilities promotes accelerated speed to market by reducing time to launch new products, release new catalogs, and onboard new channel partners. Its powerful product enrichment provides unlimited attributing, variant definitions, and offers limitless flexibility in how you define your product taxonomy to support the variety of brands, channels, catalogs, and unique products you take to market. It also has an advanced workflow capability, which allows the users to define intelligent workflows based on unique characteristics of your brands, channel partners, or product catalogs. In simple terms, the PIM workflow consists of sourcing content from a variety of systems and stakeholders, cleansing and consolidating the data with existing product data assets, which is a key requirement to validate before moving forwards. It enriches the product information with a variety of incremental attributes and publishes content to internal systems and external stakeholders. And if you're looking to expand into alternative geographies, the TrueCommerce PIM supports close to 100 languages out of the box, which can be fully configured in minutes. So to summarize, given a certain set of trading pressures, a PIM can help to reduce administration costs, increase sales, reduce time to market, improve customer and supplier relationships, and reduce returns. That's it for me for today. I want to thank you for listening. I hope this has provided food for thought and has been a topic of interest. I believe we have a few minutes available for some questions if people would like to log those questions.
Yes, so thanks, David. We have had a couple of questions come in. I think we've got time for 2 or 3. So the first one is, we currently have to collate data from partners that come in many different formats. Can this be automated?
Yes, it can be. We typically map the different formats and connectivity protocols to automatically feed into the PIM in a similar way that we would do with more traditional applications, EDI, etc. So yeah, most definitely different formats can be automated into the PIM.
Great, hope that answers that question. How can a PIM cope with poor quality data?
Yeah, this is a common question, to be honest. So what you've got to be very careful of is rubbish in, rubbish out. So we can apply a number of validation business rules to enforce disciplines for data that is coming in. There are various tools to work by exception, to correct data, and also to enforce suppliers to provide the right type of data. So poor quality data is a scourge, but we have many validation rules that can help prevent that and improve quality.
Great, thank you, David. And I think we've just got one more. It's this one. We have many thousands of images. Can it scale to handle large volumes?
Most certainly. TrueCommerce PIM uses a technology called Couchbase, which is a NoSQL document database specifically designed for performance, scalability, and availability. So we chose that technology to provide agility, flexibility, and unparalleled performance at scale. So You can, as I said previously, you can start very small with a few products and scale it right through to many thousands of images, products, and SKUs. So the platform is there to cater for that.
Great, thank you, David. I think that's all we've got time for on the questions front, but if anyone had any further questions or just want to discuss those requirements in more detail, then please do get in contact. Lastly, for anyone who would like a copy of the webinar or would like to watch it again, we will be sending out a link to the recording in the next few days. Please do look out for this in your email. In the meantime, if you'd like to get in contact with us at TrueCommerce, we have offices in the UK, Ireland and Denmark, and the contact details for each of these offices can now be found on the screen. Alternatively, you can find our contact information if you visit our website, which is www.truecommerce.com/UK-EN for Ireland and UK, and www.truecommerce.com/DK-DA for Denmark. Thank you to everyone who joined our webinar today, and we hope you enjoyed it.